Two poems I'm sharing today are not aligned by topic as much as time. A time way back, about 40 years ago. I was a young man navigating life with little, but even though there was a struggle, my memories are bright and longing to elements from way back when. I've learned that we will have positive thoughts about times in our life that were less than, and that's a knowledge that can help us better navigate the here and now in life. Let's move into these things now. My first poem's entitled The Back Rooms. Back rooms are special. Back rooms seldom resemble the front rooms. For me, shopping in Chinatown on Christmas Eve was a tradition whose time has left. But while it was a chapter of my story, I learned this lesson. Back rooms required diplomacy. Wandering a front room of a random store, streets lined with them. Each the same, only different. As I checked for deals and specials, I somehow stumbled into a back room, a gambling parlor. Table after table packed with players, some playing mahjong, others playing dominoes. The stakes were high, and the operation was anything but law-abiding. You might have guessed, my attendance was less than welcome. Somehow I'd gone from knockoff purses to being in a life-and-death scenario. Fa-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. If you find yourself here, and I know you won't, but just in case, be humble, be clear, and ask if you can leave. It sucks when leaving's not your choice. That's a poem about a specific time and a specific event. Sometimes I like to do that, and it's funny, as a young man, I was drawn to go where I probably shouldn't go. I wouldn't call myself a daredevil or reckless. Rather, I think I had a profound curiosity that took me to places I probably never should have gone. Like that back room that I wandered into, in a different time or place, it could have been my last act. Thankfully, it wasn't. My next poem's about a job I had, and I've had so many jobs. I was a young man who was doing some traditional security work when the opportunity to do some undercover work in a record store in Boston came my way. The record store was called Strawberry Records, and I want you to come along and get a sense of that job and what it was like. Before diving in, some of you of a certain age, before the internet and streaming, you've got to appreciate that the only way we could get music was to try either to record it live or off the radio, or the third option being go to a record store and buy an album or a tape. And a lot of folks didn't necessarily want to go in and make the purchase, but they wanted the music. And I ended up getting a job out of it. And this poem's entitled Strawberry Blues. Walking, looking, watching. This is my lot. This is my job. Waiting for the crime as I browse Strawberry Records. People all around me, yet utterly alone. Seen, yet invisible. Cathartic and dehumanizing all at once. My only relationship is with the records, CDs, and tapes around me. Rodney gives me a chuckle. Dvorak imparts culture. And the hard line comes from Terence Trent D'Arby. All of them taking me on trips to the outskirts of the world, places you can only reach through a solitary experience like this. Isolation is the measure used for the Strawberry Blues. That poem sums up kind of that feeling I had. I wandered and I would struggle with boredom in that job, sometimes for hours on end, never communicating with another person, and then having to spring into action. The boredom was the toughest part about that job. Do you struggle in certain parts of your job? Do you find yourself playing mental games and tricks to pass the time like I did in that situation? Or how do you hold back that boredom? How do you kind of tame it? Perhaps that's the curse of working in a certain economic stratosphere, is boredom and just the mundane. Let's continue moving into ideas and elements that shape us and question us. Questions that need to be asked, some that don't, but we're going to do it anyway. And we'll do that in this video right here that I want to watch with you. I'll see you over there.